Hello everyone, this is Lawrence Lucas. I'm making this video for two reasons. It is a vinyl community video, so I'll be showing off some vinyl. And I also want to promote a new Facebook page I just set up called the Independent Music Listener. Now, just a brief description of what this page is about. I set it up for people who are very dissatisfied with the mainstream music of today. I mean, commercial mainstream music, and feel like there's a lot of great new artists out there, bands and solo artists, and we're getting some airplanes flying over, who are not getting the attention they deserve in mainstream music. And so it's set up as a reference people can go to, and they can post a band of our artists they like and let everyone else know, or they can look on and see what other people have posted. And the site's is for everyone. It's for old people like me. I mean, I'll be hitting 60 the end of this month. Who are into classic rock and all that, but who want to see what's new out there. They just don't want to listen to the same old classic rock or their favorite albums. They want something new. Or middle-aged people or young people who aren't satisfied with the state of music. And there are a lot of really talented new artists out there. I mean, they're not reinventing the wheel per se. I mean, popular music, that trail's been blazed so many times, but they have talents and artistical sensibility and have released good albums. So that page is to spotlight such artists. And I hope I'm going to provide a link to the page. Did a couple YouTube videos promoting a page, but really no bites. So if you're watching this video, please open up the page, have a look, and if you like to join, just send a request, and I will approve it. Okay. So I hope you'll do that, because we need new members. We got 9 members right now, and a page's been going on for a little over a month, and we need new members because it's getting a little stale. We're kind of in a rut. The 9 members have been great. They've posted a lot of new music, and I put it on a Spotify playlist and posted that. So we'll do stuff like that. So the 9 members have been great, but we need some more members, and particularly some younger members too, who are in tune with some of the newer artists, new ideas. Okay. So having said that, the link is at the bottom, so just please have a look at it. If you're interested in joining, we would love to have you. We're going to keep it a small community. We're not going to have 200, 300, 400 members, no more than like 25, 30 at the most. We want to keep it a small community. So anyway, the second part of this video is to show off some vinyl, and what I'm showing are newer artists who I've discovered through independent music listening. Independent Music Listener, which is the title of the page. I chose that title because that's what I am. I don't rely on mainstream sources. I'm an independent music listener, so I go on the internet to find artists that I may like. And through that research, I've come up with many, many new artists I absolutely love. But I figure I've pulled some albums out to show you some of those artists I like. Okay? The first one okay. By the way, these artists, you know, they've been successful. They're successful tours. They have a following. Um, you know, some of their albums have debuted pretty good on Billboard's album chart, but you know, sales of music has diminished quite a bit. So that's really not a factor any longer of popularity. And also, the way I look at it is, if your grandmother knows an artist, if you say Lady Gaga to your grandmother, she probably knows who Lady Gaga is. But if you say War on Drugs, she probably won't. I got the Wikipedia stuff pulled up. I had this. Let me pull up their page here. I'll tell you a little bit about them. Appreciate your patience. Okay. As I go through these, I'm going to explain a little bit about the band. Okay. I have to put my reading glasses on. First of all, the albums. This is, I think, their 2015 or 16 release. Very acclaimed. It had a good debut on Billboard's album chart. And Gatefold. It's one album, but they put all the songs on 2 discs, which is very cool. Good paper stock. And 2017 follow-up right here, A Deeper Understanding. Very successful follow-up. 2 really great albums. Again, Gatefold, 2 albums, one single album, but all songs are put on 2 discs. So anyway, War on Drugs is an American independent band from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, formed in 2005. You know, blah, blah, blah. You could read this yourself, but the genres is independent rock, heartland rock, neo-psychedelic, and Americana. Their sound is very, when you listen to them, don't expect to be hit with a bunch of hard, you know, rocking guitars at the beginning. They're kind of a more mellower sound, and it's more of a musical atmosphere where the guitars come in and they're played like great melody lines, okay? You know, the bass and drums are pumping and all of that. So I really like the War on Drugs. One of the best group in recent years. Okay, the next one. Fleet Foxes. Gatefold album. This is their 2012 release. And that's a really cool album cover. I really like the artwork. It's a lot. I always like artwork where there's a lot of to look at. You know, a lot of pictures within a picture. So pull up their Wikipedia. Fleet Foxes is an American independent folk band formed in Seattle, Washington. Genres indie folk, Americana. I'm going to spell this word Baroque, pop, and folk rock. Okay, this album sounds like it could have been recorded. It sounds like it was recorded in a cathedral by angels. They have amazing harmony vocals. And this outfit is led by Robin Pecknold, Pecknold. Okay, he has a voice. His voice sounds like a gentler Neil Young. This album is an absolute masterpiece. It's just incredible. Of harmonies, rich melodies, and they use a lot of instruments that aren't traditionally used in rock. It's a rock. I call it a rock folk album, or a pop folk album. And let me see. So they, mandolins, windwood instruments, violins, percussion, saxophone, upright bass, type of instruments. So I really recommend this. And when I first heard the album, I heard it on the internet upon its release, and I listened to it, and I thought, this album keeps giving and giving and giving. And after I heard it, I headed to my independent record store and had them order me a copy. So this is a 2011 release. The follow-up, pull it out of the plastic here, 2017 Crack Up. And this album's a bit different, more of a soundscape. Okay, Crack, 6 recordings. You just have to listen to the two albums side by side. Not quite as folky, more of a atmospheric type of album. It's a tremendous, really great follow-up to the Helplessness Blues. So, go on streaming and listen to these albums. Okay, the next one, and let me type in this. The next artist, and she's in the frame because she's on the wall, if you could see that, is Valerie Jun. And she is really, really, really special. I absolutely just fell in love with her music. It's kind of a mixture of folk, blues, gospel, soul, Appalachin, bluegrass. I have trouble pronouncing some words. And she has had 2 albums out. This is the follow-up sophomore album to her first album called Pushing Against the Stone. And both albums are fantastic. I just haven't purchased Pushing Against the Stone yet. My budget's kind of limited with the 180 gram vinyl releases. Her music has been described, although it has all those genres I mentioned, her music has been described as uh, organic moonshine. It's something just totally different, you know. It's earthy, but it's modern too. Her melodies are great. Her lyrical content is very minimalistic and reflective, and she is just fabulous. Now, she has a really high pitched, twangy, voice, which some of you may be an acquired taste, but if you listen to her, it's the perfect voice to express lyrical content. You know, she adds just a great emotion to it. Okay, moving on. I don't want to keep this video much longer. This next band's been around. They had a big hit with Pump for Kicks, Fostered the People, and this is their super model album. And let me pull up their page here. I like this album cover too. Really cool artwork. Foster the People, what they describe is an American indie pop band. Their music is, a lot of their songs are very danceable. You know, it has the dance floor beat. But there's good melodies to it. A lot of, techno, dance, music seems to lack good songwriting craft and melodies and all that. But even when they're the most danceable, you can hear a good melody. So they're called indie pop, alternative rock, indie pop dance, indie, INDIETRONICA, never heard of that one, and neo-psychedelic. This is it's a follow-up album to their successful album Torch, and I recommend you checking that one out as well. Okay, we got two more. And my point of entry into this artist's music was this album, her self-titled album. St. Vincent, that's her professional name, but her real name is Annie Clark, born 1982, and her music's been described, it's a blend of soft rock, experimental rock, electro pop, and jazz influences. This is, I think, about her fourth album to her career, and this is my big introduction. I love that album cover. I mean, she's sitting on her throne like Cleopatra. It's a gatefold as well. And she did a follow-up album that was very acclaimed. I haven't got that because it's the thing about new vinyl. It's so expensive. The Miss Seduction album was a follow-up too, which was very good. There's one song on here called Prince Johnny, where she just nails the 1980s, top 40 pop sound to a T. So check that one out. And the last one, best kept secret band there is. A band called Temples. Pretty cool album cover. in the back. Type that in, and I already have it typed in. Tempos is an English rock band formed in Kettering, Kettering, Northampton in 2012. Their music is psychedelic rock, neo-psychedelic, and pop. All those elements, okay? This is a stunning classic. I would go as far as say it could stand up with any classic rock of the psychedelic era. Just absolutely stunning. The title track, of course, the album's called Sun Structures, and the title track is just absolutely just unbelievable. Okay. So if you like the music from the late 60s, early 70s psychedelic era, I recommend this one. They had that came out in like 2011, and 2016 they did a follow-up album. I'm going to pull that one out. Called Volcano. This album is a lot different, de-emphasized the psychedelic, and they went into the more synthesized sound of the 80s. Not a bad thing at all, because they did it right. I would recommend this album as well. So listen to Sun Structure first, and then this album. You could see the change, and that's good, because you don't want a artist to release the same album. So those are some of the vinyl show-offs I wanted to display that resulted in my independent music listening. I want to wish everybody in the vinyl community, anyone who stumbles across this video and watch it, a Happy New Year. I appreciate you watching the video. Your comments are welcome. And again, please give some consideration to looking at the independent music listening site, and perhaps joining it if you think this would be it would be something for you. Okay, that is it. I'm out of here. Everyone have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. I have to manually turn the camera off because I'm by myself at the house. Have a great day. Bye.